Hello everyone, and welcome to the project file walkthrough of my mashup of Virtual Pilot. Virtual Pilot is an original song created by Shindigs, who is a content creator and streamer, and it was made for Gene Famous, who is also a content creator and streamer. Archibald, one of the kind of lead community figures in the Shindigs community, reached out to me and said, hey, I'm putting together this kind of compilation collaborative album of sorts. And he was wondering if I wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, sure. I like Shindigs, I like Archibald, so I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll contribute to this. There was kind of a bit of an expectation that I would kind of handle this as a remix, but I don't have the musical ability to make a remix, so I just kind of approached it like how I do for everything, in the form of a mashup. So I listened to the other submissions, and I wanted to really contrast their submissions because a lot of them gave the song energy in different ways, and I kind of wanted to go the opposite direction and take energy away from the song and kind of make it a little bit on the chill, lo-fi stuff, but having enough layers to keep things interesting. So thank you, Archibald, for allowing me to be part of this album, and thanks Shindigs for reacting to it and supporting me over the years. And I just watched Gene Famous's reaction just a couple of minutes ago, so yeah, it was lots of fun. Okay, so at the very intro, it's just a little bit of a drum beat, and I bring in a series of sounds that kind of like give a little rise to it to kind of prepare you for the big kind of hit at the start. So to take away the energy, I went with a slower song, but one that had a really nice, like, thuddy, well, not thuddy, but like a strong drum beat. So I got it from Hideaway by INZO and Lhasa Petik. And to create this kind of riser, I layered a whole bunch of sounds. That's from one of the extracted stems. That's a preverb. That's another preverb. And this sound right here. Just a series of panning automation, but this sound was taken from like a random ass tweet from Shindigs, where like he played a chord and then like distorted the chord, and then his VTuber model got distorted as well. And it just so happened that the chord that he played there is the first chord of Virtual Pilot. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta put that in. And yeah, so we're gonna go forward with this. So I got a series of stems using like AI extraction. I got the synths, and I got the bass. And I could have asked for like the full-on stems and polished it up, but sometimes I think it's worth it just for the surprise, because like Shindigs had no idea I was making this for him and his community. So one of the things I do whenever I get a request is I ask, like, okay, who does this person like musician wise, like who does this person listen to? And Archibald's like, oh yeah, Shindigs likes Porter Robinson. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit Porter with like, so I'm gonna hit Shindigs with the Porter sample, like with Flickr. It's been so long since I worked with Flickr, so I was like, okay, I feel like I want to integrate this somehow. I didn't want to use the vocal stem from Flickr itself. I wanted to go back to like its roots, and I found this really old YouTube video that showed like the vocal synthesizer that made the watashi wa jodo nani ga joyo ga, like that thing, and I extracted it from that video, and I pitch shifted it the way that Porter would have pitch shifted it, and yeah. And then even the watashi wa, like that's just a manual stretch. Sometimes you like to keep a little bit of the jank, the little metallic jank that comes from stretching. It gives a certain kind of quality to it. Here we have Kana Hanazawa's vocal. Wacky. It's her laughing. There's no overarching narrative for this mashup, so like it did not inform my source selection in any way. I was just kind of getting a feel for it, where it's just like, okay, I have this effectively this beat. I can just put things onto it that kind of fit the vibe of what I'm going for. So it's more vibey rather than like narrative driven. Also, there are areas where I kind of take out the bass and bring it back on the 2. So I'll take it out on the 1 and I'll bring it back on the 2. So the boo, so it kind of gives a little bit of lift on the 1. Here's the riser I use for everything. Use that shit everywhere. And here we go into the kind of the low part of it. And when I was listening to the bass, where it's like boo boo, it reminded me of Diary of Jane by Breaking Benjamin, because it was like boo 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 boo. And yeah, so I went ahead and found like the stems for Diary of Jane, and that's where I got this guitar from. Very cool. The Skrillex and Diplo sample with, I think it's with AlunaGeorge. The song is from 2U. The sample's from 2U. Yeah, so that's just the tail end of it. It was in key, and it kind of gave a neat little texture, a little bit of sparkle on the high end, a little bit of melody to hold your hand. And yeah, so knowing that Shindigs listens to Porter, I put the very end speech of Mirror. One of the things that Shindigs does in Virtual Pilot is that some parts are looped over and over, like not like big loops, but like quick loops. And I kind of wanted to kind of recreate that as a nod to the original source material. So instead of, you know, keep going, it'll all be okay in the end, I just loop the keep going part. Love that part. So I cut out all the sound except for this one little kick. On the 4, I do the 1 and give it some lift and introduce the Delusion Express vocal, and then I bring the bass and all the other instrumentation back on the 2, so it gives a nice little lift. So it gives you a lift and then it kind of lands you down. This is Ray Charles singing We Are the World. It's from USA for Africa. It's like a whole bunch of artists contributing. Originally, I wanted a choir, and I knew that 25 for Haiti, which is the We Are the World version organized by Wyclef Jean, like, I was going to take the choir from it, but I re-listened to that version of We Are the World, and I'm like, wow, the older one is so much better. So I just played through the stems and just got Ray Charles here. And I think just drown it out in reverb, make it atmospheric. This is a neat little thing. This vocal automation here, it was done in INZO's Hideaway, but I took the Watashi wa Jodo Nani ga part, and I did the so it goes from fast to slow. And then it actually catches up with the tempo of the song, and then I put a little bit of kind of like, it's not a side chain. What I call this a side chain? I dip it in and out, and I thought it was a pretty cool technique. And then I asked Shoofex later, like, how would you do this in one project file? And he's like, oh, you just use a repeater. And I'm like, oh, okay, true. Next time. And then there's the lift again, bringing back certain parts of Mirror.
This is encouraging.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason for that. I just brought it in there. I kind of wanted to like have things build onto itself and have something kind of like a chorus. Like, it's not really... Yeah, I guess I'd call it a chorus. Yeah,
It will all be okay in the end.
So I saved that it will all be okay in the end later, because it's like, the people who know Mirror, it's like, oh shoot, like, is it gonna be okay? Anyways, silly. Okay, so then now we're back to... So this is the Diary of Jane guitar. This is such a sick, like, guitar. They actually have stems for Diary of Jane, which blows my mind. So here's just a little bit of a loop, and I put a little bit of volume automation so that it kind of eases in slowly. Let me see if I can, like, show you what that sounds like. Yeah, so there's that. I think Archibald mentioned that Shindigs listens to Kendrick, and I feel like if you listen to Kendrick, you have like you at least you have your toes in the kind of the culture of rap. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna bring something from like Wu-Tang Clan, and you know, throw in the Cash Rules Everything Around Me sample. So I just looped it over. This is a very Naki move to do, because like I remember Naki like he had the okay sample, and I was just like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do something like that, but I'm gonna do it with rap. So it's actually You're Rocking the Gold too, and something about like a goose. Yeah, that's I just looped that part over, and yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do was like if I introduce something, I want to kind of build onto it. So you'll see later where I'll sample a different part of C.R.E.A.M. I don't know where the sample comes from in the song. I was like, oh, that's a neat sound. I'll just like bring it in. I friggin' love the intro by the XX. And yeah, I know I've always wanted to make a mashup of intro. Never was able to get around to it. I never found a good combo. And there are parts where I chop it up to give it a little bit of like an interesting kind of tempo feel. Yeah, so tempo feel. That's not correct to say. Okay, this is a very random sample. So I like Flickr has a certain kind of, it kind of has that Japanese like alienish kind of sound. So I brought in the Yuri Seijin ending vocal, because it sounds a little spacey. Like the whole mashup kind of sounds a little bit spacey, a little bit lo-fi. So yeah, I just brought that in there. I put that in there just to see if anyone would know where that sample's from. It's so obscure. Like Yuri Seijin was like a 1-episode OVA, I think, or it was either 1 or 2 episodes. So I freaking love the song Silvia by Mike Snow. I'm just gonna like show you the layers here. Yeah, great song. And then I chopped the XX intro so that it comes in on every like, I don't know what I'd call this. It's like, yeah, that dun dun dun. It's kind of like, it's a little bit ominous because it just kind of like stays there in the background, and then here I kind of have this little build up, and it's back to the chorus, I'd say. Yeah, this sample right here, like that line is so cool. This is from a song called Aquamarine by Danger Mouse, who's the producer, Black Thought, who's the rapper, and Michael Kiwanuka, who's the singer for that. So I really strongly like recommend listening to that song. That song is so sick. Let's see what else we got here. So the that's also from Flickr, but I didn't get it from Flickr. I got it from the anime that had that. What's the anime called? Like Anomatsu something. I have no idea. I haven't watched anime in years. You just go on whosampled.com and just find that shit. So anyways, yeah. One of the things there where it's like, I want to give a little bit of like, ooh, like a little bit of lift to it. So I kind of like cut everything and just put the ooh, just to like see like, hey, I still got Flickr in here. And oh man, I just saw Gene Famous's reaction to that part, and it was just so great. Okay, and then
sensory deprivation to ultimate synesthesia, freeing our brother's keeper from teeth of another creature.
Yeah, I didn't want to overdo it with the rap, so I just you know, I put it in little bits to give it a little bit of, I guess, texture and a little bit of feel to it. Yeah.
Sensory deprivation to ultimate synesthesia, freeing our brother's keeper from teeth of another creature.
And then here's the guitar from Diary of Jane. So the guitar used earlier was for the chorus, and now this one's straight up the solo. So sick. And more Cash Rules Everything Around Me. So yeah, really cool stuff. And to kind of finish it off, I was thinking like, okay, I feel like I want to throw in a random sample that people are not going to know where it's from, but I think it's really cool. So Carl Sagan has this this lecture. It's called like the Age of Exploration, and he talks about like cavemen watching the stars and coming up with like a whole bunch of like theories about, you know, a greater power. Was that it? I'm probably taking it out of context. Anyways, I heard Trivecta do it. Trivecta used the sample, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go through the lecture and find that sample because I think it's such a cool line.
Back then, in hunter and forager times, many modes of modern nocturnal entertainment were unavailable. So over the dying embers of the campfire, people watched the stars.
Yeah, I think that's just so cool. It gives a scene. And then I was thinking like, oh yeah, you know, maybe the narrative is like kind of going outer space and, you know, just like imagining what's out there. Because I think like Virtual Pilot is about that, and I think that has something to do with Gene Famous's character. I didn't know Gene Famous until I made Virtual Pilot. So yeah, that's it for the walkthrough. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Oh wow, under 20 minutes. Okay, that was really okay. I think I did a pretty good job with this one. Usually it goes to like 40 minutes. But yeah, thank you again. Like huge thank you to Archibald. Like you did. Like the work you do is fantastic. Like you do so much for the community, and you know, it's through your hard work that moments like these can happen. And I'm very excited for the release. Big things are coming. and Shindigs, thanks for supporting me throughout the years. It was an absolute surprise that you knew of my existence when I dropped in on your stream randomly. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You absolute mastermind of a video editor, OBS wizard. I don't even know what's the proper way to like address what you do, but yeah, you're one of the best in the game. And to Gene, I haven't watched any of your stuff yet. I watched a few clips. I was like, is it Jean Famous or Gene Famous? But then I know they call you Jets, but like I don't know. I was trying to go through some of your clips, like, okay, is there any clip that you address yourself? And I was looking for quite a bit, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't find anything. So anyways, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Shout out to the whole VTuber community. I mean, I literally have a little VTuber here now. This little GIF I made in Spine. Yeah, such a loving community. Thank you for letting me be part of this, and I'm looking forward to the big release and everyone else's submissions. Take care, everyone. Have a good life. See ya. Bye-bye.